A lot of women have these standards for dating, right?
Mhm.
Which I don't have the same standards for when y'all get pregnant by these bum ass niggas.
When did I just?
Hey. Welcome back. Kharisma here. If you're new around here, hello. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video talking about the rise of the lonely single man or men by the Daily Wrap Up crew. Let's get into it. When we return. Here we go.
First topic. I don't know if y'all seen this article, but they was talking about the rise of lonely single men. Did I see that article?
I see that.
Well, basically, it was talking about how dating opportunities for heterosexual men have diminished as relationship standards rise. Men represent approximately 62% of dating app users, lowering their chances for matches. Men need to address skills deficits to meet healthier relationships expectations. What's your thoughts on that? Why do you think so many men, I guess, nowadays are single?
Look at me.
Nah, you grabbed the mic like you about to say something. Like,
Don't answer at once.
All right.
Bring it closer.
I feel like I think that women just have higher standards now. I feel like we're not putting up with any bullshit right now. So it's kind of like we're not settling. I feel like a lot of women, they're self-made, like, right? So if they're gonna have somebody beside them, they want to have someone that compliments them. So yeah, we're just not putting up with stuff with shit.
So women are no longer settling. But my question is, what are you offering? If you're no longer settling, like what is the man getting in return? That'd be interesting to know.
Anymore. That's what I feel like. That's my opinion.
I think it's because a lot of women are going for a small percentage of men. I mean, everybody wants.
Correct. Majority of women are going for this smaller percentage of men who are high income earners or high value men. And they think that they are worthy and deserving as such of such men, even though they're not bringing any value or much value to the table. I said it.
Want the top tier man, the high value man. I mean, they're not really trying to give regular Joes a chance. So yeah, it's hard for regular Joes out here, 9-to-5ers, as some people call it. I mean, so
I just heard that term last. You 9-to-5.
You're a 9-to-5er.
And when will we know the difference between like raising your standards and getting something that's beyond your standards? Like you looking for an NBA player, but you live in my neighborhood. Like LeBron is not looking for you.
Exactly. These high value men are looking for women who can complement them. They're looking for fit, inspirational, and what's the other one? Fit, inspirational, and who's going to give them peace, right? Who's going to be cooperative? Who's going to be cooperative with them? They're not looking for women to ball them out. They're not looking for women to just get with them because of what they have, right? So a lot of these women are capping, talking about they're not settling. Like, what's wrong with a 9-to-5er? What's wrong with a man who may be making less than you if he is a good-hearted, kind man who's loyal, who's dedicated, who loves you for you? Like, what's wrong with him? I don't understand it.
To act like NBA players don't have whole like side babies with strippers.
Yeah, I mean, but what that got to do with
the standards in relationships?
So
I think that is where it's at. And I think also social media has a lot to play with this, just like fabricated ideal like relationship goals and stuff like that. And so for me, I think men are in respect more so single because of the standards that's placed in social media.
Hmm.
And so, but I think that we're placing standards on each other. So, like the women have their own standards that we're placing on them that's exemplified by social media. And I think it's vice versa. So, like men don't want women that are not doing what they got to do about their business, and and women don't want the same thing.
Yeah.
So it just kind of, the pool is supposedly smaller, but I just think it's abstract, it's subjective.
Here's the thing. The other young lady mentioned about the NBA player or these kind of guys who are going with strippers or escorts or whatever. You have to understand that when a man like of that type, or any man really, if he just wants to have sex, he just wants to have fun, of course, he's just gonna go with a woman who's a stripper or escort or somebody he just met and have a one night stand. But when these men are looking to settle down, looking for a wife, they're not going to be wifing up no stripper, no 304, none of these kind of women. They're two different streams, right? You're looking for a wife or you're looking for fun. Which one? So if they're looking for fun, there's a certain kind of woman that they're going to be interested in at that moment to satisfy their desires. But if he's looking for a wife, he's going to be looking for a woman who has values, morals, something deep, something who brings value to the table. Okay? So totally different.
Because I feel like what I said, I feel like that goes for women too. Like there's actually women out here there's a lot of women out here that are single and they're lonely as shit too.
But y'all say y'all happy and lonely.
Yeah, I think that is. I think that is.
Yes. They say, I don't need a man. I'd rather be alone than have to settle for a man. A lot of women have that mentality, as well as have said it vocally, outspoken, online. Yes, they don't need a man. So they rather be alone.
I think there's an issue. There are a lot of single women, but the difference is women are becoming comfortable being single, like, or
Exactly.
dating other women. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
where guys, the guys out there is like, all right, well, we're not going to be comfortable with being single. That look like some loser shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like men want women. We want relationships, but
And to build families.
yeah, we
Mhm.
want to build families, and I think there is I agree. I actually agree with the article. I think there are a lot of lonely men out there, and
Mhm.
I do think men need to step up their standards. But at the same time, when women are stepping up their standards and they want the 15% of men, like Keem said, that means you are no longer like back in the day. A man had to come. A man had to chase you.
Mhm.
Now it's becoming you have to chase that man. Now you got to compete for that man. Like, you know what I mean? Because LeBron ain't come looking for you. Like you said, you have to show that you're wifey or marriage material for those quality men that y'all want. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I want that
agree.
Exactly.
Do men, like, as far as relationships, it's like women are feeling comfortable to be single. Why is that? Is it because they're looking for, like, their relationships or experiences that they've had are not more favorable? So like infidelity and stuff like that is, I think, plays a big part. And so for me, men who want are endearing as far as looking for a relationship, they're not putting themselves out there as far as looking for it, but more so just putting themselves in a lot of casual situations. And I think that is where it becomes a little like really, really difficult for them, is that they're not putting themselves out there like a woman would, as far as putting the, what the foundation is, what they're looking for. Men are kind of seeing it and like going through the motions and seeing if they fit the mold of the expectation. So that is different.
Because Teddy, Teddy baby, mama is recording. That is because women are delusional in their expectations, and men have caught on to this delusion, and they're just not about it. So they're rather, hang out with other men and really not put in effort into to dating or looking for someone because the expectations that some women have is just ridiculous. So, yeah, there's a higher percentage of men who are single, celibate, and they're just not dating. They're just not putting themselves out there. They're just not looking for anyone because of these unrealistic, delusional expectations that a lot of modern women have today.
But I think that's because most men deal with, when they're dating and selecting a woman, we're realistic. You get what I'm saying? Okay, you look good. You don't got to be a 10 for me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You could be a 7.5, an 8, and you willing to build with me. I'm cool with you. A woman, you gotta
But
look
women is
good. You
not-
got
yeah,
you
women,
gotta
they
look
don't want
good,
that.
make a certain amount of
Yeah,
money,
not
Right.
budging.
have a certain height. Eli always say y'all always looking for all this full package, and y'all can have that and be like, shit, but Charmaine over there got a better man. I need to get me a
And
better man.
That ties back into social media, just exactly what you was gonna say. I think that is the
Yo, why you-
Yeah,
that's the
you got to
umbrella.
reply. You got to reply because you frowning a lot over there. You doing a lot of.
I feel like that's the umbrella. That's the umbrella of the whole thing. Social media. Social media watered down and dumbed down a lot of relationships. Even back then, when a guy tried to talk to you, he had to come up, approach you, speak to you. Y'all exchange numbers. Now they just slide in the DM.
Because y'all not letting a man approach y'all.
No.
Men are not approaching.
Yes,
They're
yes,
approaching in
yes,
the DM.
yes.
Approach
Women don't want to be
I don't
in
know.
approached.
person.
Please.
They're not approaching because of their past experience with delusional women and how women are treating them. So they're sort of gun shy when it comes to approaching you to ask you out or to start a conversation. The attitude that women give men when the man is trying to be friendly, say, why is he trying to pick me up? Right? So they no longer feel encouraged to approach you. Okay. So hence why. This is why. And this is Teddy. Meet Teddy, my little puppy son. Okay, be quiet now. Mama's talking here. So this is why.
Don't want to be approached.
Please, let her get a mic.
Please don't approach me. I love
See?
that. Don't talk to me. I'm in the gym. I came here to work out. Don't talk to me.
Oh my God. One moment.
I mean,
It's
not
I'm
a social setting for
old-fashioned.
dating. I didn't come here to date you. I'm sweaty. Why are you talking to me?
Don't you think that's more like
That's organic.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
a
like-
Yes, and here is like what I just said. This is why men are not approaching women anymore because of the attitudes of some women, like how she just phrased it. But let's continue.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
actually
if-
prefer the
if-
coming
if-
up to me.
yeah.
if
the
he
old-
sees the beauty in you while you working out
Yeah.
and sweating, that's beautiful. Like,
Mhm.
I wouldn't
Sliding
want to
up in
meet
the
my man
DM.
in the club or like a social setting. Being the most organic type of thing, like grocery store, going to
Exactly.
work, which is really important.
Mm.
Parking my car, things like that. So for me,
I ain't approaching no lady at no car. She gonna think I'm robbing her.
no, I'm just
Oh
saying,
my
just like,
god. He's
Scary
so
out
silly.
here.
She prefers
They
like the
got the pepper spray.
old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
yeah,
You know
just
what
like
I'm saying?
more
Yes,
in
I-
a
I
natural
appreciate that.
space, like
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
in
that's
the
true.
Social
socialized.
media, yeah.
Yeah, no.
It sounds good, but I think a lot of men are like when we do have these conversations, men are conflicted because on one
Mhm.
end you're saying approach me, and on the other you got women like her saying don't approach me. Like,
Exactly.
there's really no setting where a man feels comfortable to approach a woman where a woman not gonna feel like, all right, well I need to curve him because women will just curve a man 9 times out of 10 in public just because it's in public. Like you get what I'm saying? Like there's really no
Yeah.
reason
Too
behind
too
that.
much
Like, you
too
get what
much
I'm saying?
people looking
Too much-
like
I don't want to look like a thigh or some
Word.
shit. Like y'all could be actually genuinely
Wow.
interested
Mhm.
and still curve the man. Like you know what I'm saying? So men are just genuine. That's why we
That's
go
why
in
I
the
stopped
DM.
talking
Like,
to girls
That's why
at
I
bus
stopped in the
stops.
DM. What you said?
at the bus.
That's why I stopped talking
At
to
the
girls at
bus
bus stops.
stops.
Let's
Yeah,
go
I
on
feel,
a
like, I
bus
feel
with-
like sometimes women forget that that rejection part with men, like it's a big thing that it hurts,
Yes.
it bruises
Of
their ego.
course. Absolutely. Men get rejected. I don't even know what's the stats on that. More than women, but it's a higher percentage. Absolutely. And who wants to get Teddy? Teddy bear. What are you doing? These children today. Stop licking that. Stop it. Benny. Oh my goodness. These children. These puppy sons. Anyway, so
So I can
let me
see
just
why
wrap this up.
men don't feel like comfortable.
I don't think it bruises the ego. It's just like you live and you learn. If you're doing something and you're not getting good results, obviously you gotta change your approach.
But there's some
Right.
men
But I
like they get
disagree.
really hurt with
A
that.
bruise,
Like,
like,
I've seen a
yeah.
lot of videos where people are like attacking women
Yes.
Oh yeah,
because they
Yes.
turn them
Calling
down.
them all
you know?
types of bitches.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck out here, bitch. I
And
know
I,
what you're
I,
doing.
don't, I don't
Like,
respect
yeah.
that. I just want to put that. I don't respect that at all. Like
Yeah.
if
That's
you
so
get
bad.
curved, that's part of the game. Like
Yeah.
yo, you move on.
Right.
Like, what the
I
hell? You're not gonna see her
respect that.
ever again. What are you calling her names for? Like
Yeah.
I
That's
never
corny.
understood that.
Cornball.
I do.
More men need to be.
I
like
do
that.
find it very suspicious.
Yes.
I want to speak on it. I do find it very
Suspicious.
suspicious that
Suspicious.
a
suspicious.
lot of women have these standards for dating, right?
Mhm.
Which I don't have the same standards for when y'all get pregnant by these bum ass niggas.
What did I just talk about?
My baby daddy know.
That is
Drop a one in the chat if he
my
lies
God.
spitting.
Look at a lot of y'all baby daddies, and I'm like, yo,
No,
you
they're
know that
not-
nigga wasn't
they're
shit.
not
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Any
I
y'all
just
got
talking
kids?
about that.
Yeah, I got kids.
I don't.
son, I have a
That's
son.
why I don't
Any y'all
have.
married? Okay.
Oh my goodness. Drop the mic. Forgive me for being distracted, but I had to pause there. Drop the mic. He just said something so important that a lot of you women have these high standards about who you date, but you don't have high standards for who you have sex with and get pregnant for and become baby mamas for. This is so true. It's a prevalent problem that we have in society, especially in the Black society, right? It is a problem. Uh, I can't say anything else. You just said it so eloquently.
All right, so 1 out of 4. Okay, all right, that's cool.
But you married?
No,
Oh, I seen a little hand like.
So that's why you're making
you
all
ain't-
those.
You ain't see the head go down like.
Yeah, she was like,
This is who you with for the rest of your life. This is who you're dealing with forever. Like this is
Forever.
why I'm not. Everybody's like, oh my god, why you don't have kids? Or why you don't have kids?
Mhm.
Because like I didn't find that person. Nobody's sitting here saying like I'm trying to find like Prince Charming in the castle, but at least this is somebody I'm gonna have to deal with forever for the rest of my life with my kids. So I
Mhm.
want to make sure like it's worth something.
yeah.
That's why I'm just not. Oh, let me have a baby because I'm getting older. No, I could.
But
At
like
least one's
sometimes,
sensible.
No, I
sometimes
don't have
people
kids.
think because you have a kid with somebody, it's just all turmoil. Like
Yep.
me and my son's father, like we co-parent amazingly. Like
Nice.
it's very nice.
Mhm.
Like I love his girlfriend. Like it's very healthy. So
How
But that's very rare. How many relationships do you know where you're not married, or even if you were married to the individual, that you have a civil relationship with that partner to raise that child? Okay, let's talk about the women who are single mothers and the fathers. Usually the man is given a hard time when he really wants to be a part of that child's life. It's a fact. And it's sad. It's very sad.
do you think that's the case though?
it's not the to be honest, I feel like you could get there if you put the child first. A lot of people don't put the
They
child
don't.
first.
I think they would
Yes.
have to have been there before you had the baby. Like some girls have babies
no.
with people that they
No.
No, because then there's no
Shouldn't matter.
motivation behind
No.
putting
Right.
the
And that's
child
still proof
first.
you not putting the child first.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
because
no.
at
If
the end-
you put the child first, that their well-being. So even though the dad's pissing you off, it's like
Yep.
I'm still
No,
making you see
what
your
I'm
dad.
saying
You know what I'm
is
saying?
that there's some people that have babies with people that they just met.
Oh,
Like I was friends with my son's father before we had our child. So we
Mhm.
have a great relationship because we were already friends.
Mhm.
It didn't work out because it just didn't work out, not because he was bad. It just
Mhm.
didn't work out.
and you
But
guys
that was my
co-parented,
friend.
yeah.
But there's some people that I've seen. I'm like, he didn't really like you. You just
Mhm.
had the baby with him because you guys were sleeping together. You happened to get pregnant,
Yeah.
and now he doesn't want a relationship with the child because there was
He
no
never wanted it.
relationship.
He never wanted it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. He didn't want, and obviously the woman didn't want to have a relationship with him because you just gave him the goods, right? Just to satisfy your desire. Now you end up pregnant, and he may not want to have to do anything with the child because he's no longer interested in you because he got what he wanted. However, you're stuck with the child. You've given him the most valuable thing, your womb, to create life and bring into the world. And for most women, they don't want to have anything to do with a man after. Most women don't. And it's sad because the child is the one who ends up being suffering in the long run.
When you told you
Yeah, I hear
when
that.
you told him you was pregnant, he expressed to you, and a lot of men express to women like, "I'm not ready to be a father. I'm not ready
Exactly.
for this lifestyle." And yeah,
Mhm.
and some women still
Still
actively choose to have that child. I think that's selfish. Like that, it's not
Yeah.
about the baby at that point because the baby is ultimately the one that's going to suffer at the end. Like
Yeah.
they don't have that foundation. Like we lack. I always say is we lack that nuclear family in our
In the black
communities
side
and,
of that,
and
yep.
black and brown communities.
So that's true. The man may say he doesn't want to have kids, but it doesn't stop you or stop him from having sex, especially unprotected sex. And what happens? The woman either gets an abortion, which means the demise of a life, or she brings that child into the world and raises it as a single mother, whether that the father is involved or not.
We lack that
Agree.
structure.
I
Now
agree.
we looking back and seeing all the statistics when it comes to young black boys going to jail, young black boys dropping out, gang related activity, violence in the neighborhood. We looking at all that. We can relate it back to single parent households. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's
And the
just
single parent household, that's one dynamic of the single parent household. You know, we can go into criminality and far as them kind of like the male structure even being removed from the family, even by not even by choice.
Right.
And so for me, that like I do agree when you have a relationship, a baby with somebody, it should be consensual. It's a mutual thing, but like that's one component of like the things that may this break up a black family structure, like because for honestly we deal with things that we or experience things that we may not want to kind of do, or we just kind of like chuck it up and kind of go with it, and and that kind of honestly, and that's like child rearing is I don't know who 100% yes I want to make a baby, this is the person, like the most idealistic perspective, but I think you just go with the punches sometimes, and then honestly that just kind of separates the survival of the fittest. Like if you can't deal with this tough situation that has bestowed upon you in this situation, then you're not meant for it, like in that sense. And so for me it's like I don't know, like that's a small component for me as far as like men not wanting children in relationships. So I think like it should be a mutual decision, but I don't know,
because you're gonna walk into it as a single parent.
like automatically.
It's not gonna, as for the most part, it doesn't happen that way. It's not something that they both agree to have. It's just it comes out of lust, out of desire to just get it on, have some fun, and with no responsibility in mind that hey, you can get pregnant or I can get pregnant. We just want to have fun, and out pops a baby.
You're struggling, and then you're, oh my god, like, but
relying on government.
you know what I mean?
It's like,
And he already told you what going.
We don't have no community. We don't have any communities like that in our community. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no neighborhood. There's no real family structure. Like, I'm just big on marriage, like in the black family unit. So
I
when we
agree.
talk about this, like I really be passionate about that because I want us to get back to where we was the most
The
married in
roots,
America. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? And we had that neighborhoods and the communities to rely back on. Now it's just
I definitely agree.
100%, I agree with him. So let me know, what do you think? Do you think that the rise of the single man, that it's prevalent? Do you know a lot of men who have decided that they're going to stay single, and they're lonely? They really want to have a partner, or they want to get married, start a family, but because of these unrealistic expectations of women in society, that they find it hard to date, to get out there, to approach a woman, to put themselves out there because of all the rejection. Let me know in the comments below. Looking forward to hearing from you. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and ring the notification bell to get notified of another daily video. Until next time, remember, take care and bye for now.